Hey everybody, I'm Ryan, and we need to have a talk about RCQs, about regional championship qualifiers. The way the rules are laid out right now is you do not need a certified judge to run an RCQ. And we have seen issue after issue of players exploiting that. Or if not exploiting that, at least tournaments have run in not great ways because there has not been a judge there. You know, we had the deflecting palm fiasco, which we don't need to go in even deeper with that. But I have my own story that my group of Magic friends all infamously call the Weight Watchers RCQ as hopefully a great example as to why we really need judges at these RCQs, even if it will cost us more money to play in them, even if it means giving up prize support. Because it shouldn't be up to the competitive players that are playing in these events to have to correct the judges on call after call after call. And sometimes it's just a quick thing and it's just like an eye roll, but also some other times it is a travesty and a fiasco. So let me tell you about the Weight Watchers RCQ, and you're in for a ride. By the way, in this story, I'm not going to mention any names. I'm not going to mention any store names, whether they are a part of it or not. But this story really needs to be told. So a store that I had never been to before got an RCQ. Me and my travel buddy pre-registered for it online. And the morning of, we left to go to it. You know, it was about an hour and a half, approaching 2 hours away from us. Wasn't a big deal. That was not a bad drive. But when we arrived there, it took us to a mall. Like on one side, it was a strip mall. The other side was like an actual mall. And we drove back and forth along the strip mall, and we were reading every single sign and every single door, and we couldn't find a Magic the Gathering shop or even a game shop. And so we decided to go into the mall because we saw some Magic grinders that we recognized also going into the mall. We went to the mall. We walked along the mall. We asked the Magic grinders where the shop was, and they didn't know either. And we can't find it. We're at a point right now where 15 minutes before the tournament was going to start. By the time we got done walking around this mall, and we start calling our grinder friends, anybody else that happens to be going, we do get through to one of our grinder friends who says it's at the Weight Watchers. The Weight Watchers at the strip mall. Basically where the GPS took us, to be fair. And we do another drive-through, and there's some of the Magic players standing outside of the store smoking and talking. And it is, in fact, in front of a Weight Watchers. I guess the Magic store had recently moved into what used to be a Weight Watchers, and they had not changed the signage yet. So now we're barreling into the store with 10 minutes before everything starts, which I hate being that late. I don't know. I write slow. It takes a long time to do deck lists. I'm always stressed out. I would rather be there very early and have to wait around. And so I'm stressed out. We get in there. We do our thing. We deck reg. We're fine. Everything's okay. Player meeting goes up. At this point, a lot of the grinders and a lot of my friends are all laughing about that. It's at a Weight Watchers. They're trying to tell us something. Ha 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 ha. This is silly. And we sit down at our tables. And then the judge goes to the front of the play area. And the first thing he says to us is, well, since it looks like there's not a lot of people that have played in competitive tournaments in this room, I think it's really important to tell you how to shuffle properly so that you don't look at the cards and you're not blamed for cheating. Because the primary reason I DQ people is when it seems like that they are shuffle cheating. So there's a lot of really problematic stuff with that. First off, maybe the most problematic thing is they said that it looked like nobody had played in a competitive tournament before. And I mean, I'm a grinder. You know, I've played in a Pro Tour. I couldn't stay on the Pro Tour, but I've played in a Pro Tour. I play on all these tournaments. And I'm looking around, and there's 40 people there, and I don't recognize maybe 2 of them. This room is stacked, and I'm a solid half of them I know for a fact has played on the Pro Tour at least once. Might be the most stacked RCQ I have played in recent memory as I scan around the room. And I don't recognize the judge. I can only assume it was a local F&M hero or something like that. And the second problematic thing is that you would DQ somebody for the suspicion that they are shuffle cheating. They also go on to explain that if you don't cut the deck at the end of your shuffling, that they're going to assume that you're shuffle cheating. And so a bunch of grinders sit there just like looking at each other as this person that we don't recognize talks at us about shuffling and about how we've never played in competitive tournaments before. Like, what is happening right now? Nevertheless, the agony of the players' meeting finally ended. They posted round 1. I lost round 1, but there were no judge calls that I had heard, luckily. And at this point, it was, man, something was off about what was going on here. And it looks like one match was going to go to time. And I make an offhanded joke to some of my friends that, like, when they go to time, watch the judge ask whose life total is higher and declare them a winner. And I get some eye rolls and like, okay, Ryan, whatever, man. Oh my God, I forgot the best part. They didn't let us stay in the play area after we were done. They made us leave like it was professional REL. Oh my, that was insane. Anyway, so as time gets called, I'm at the doorway of the play area because I need to see this. The judge walks over to the people who are playing and goes, that's time and round. Who has the highest life total, that person wins. And I turn around to my friends that aren't in play area that had to wait outside and go, I told you! As I said that, a bunch of the grinders that were also in earshot went, nope, that is not how that works. And we're sure to correct the judge. The judge immediately conceded that fact. You know, we had to explain to the judge how the 5-turn rule works. You know, when you go to time. I ended up O2ing, and my car mate like 1-2'd. We both dropped and went home. Afterward, the store was torn up on Magic Twitter from my state. And apparently there were some questionable judge calls later on in the tournament that luckily, like, oh my God, like if I had to O2 a tournament, that was the one. Like, I'm so happy I escaped from that. But hopefully this story, while being funny, you know, and just like a crazy experience, is a really good example that like F&M heroes are not judges, right? We need people that are there and can be an authority in Magic. Judges don't have to be perfect, but they need to be knowledgeable enough that the players can respect their decisions. Because the reality of competitive Magic is, even if they're your friends, you are not looking out for your opponent, and nor should you be looking out for your opponent. Your job is to play by the rules and let the judge figure out any discrepancies. Competitive Magic the Gathering has no room for, at any level, for there not to be a judge in the room. Whatever needs to happen, like I said, whether it's higher entry fees, whether it's pricing, I don't care. We need a judge in the room so bad. Luckily, I have not had a future RCQ that had gone even close to that bad. We have had some questionable judging, but most of the judges are really receptive and not nearly as rude as that judge was. But the fable of the Weight Watchers RCQ will never be forgotten. If you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Check me out on social medias. Links are above me and in the description. Holy moly, please leave a comment on any stories you might have about just crazy judge experiences when they don't actually require a judge. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.